And we are live. Get to the actual page so I can mute it. Haha. And pop up chat so I can have it as well. But while we're getting all that done, how are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. It's good to be back. We haven't streamed in quite a while, so it's good to talk to you again, Bob.
Oh, always good to have you on. Always good. So, first off, Grayscale looks like an interesting concept just on its surface. So, a city where everything's legal, but oh, you got to step outside the law. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. But basically, the dude's pile karma based. I take it from what
Yes.
I would surmise. So I have a
Mhm.
few. I, I have questions.
Well, I have
Lots of
answers,
them.
hopefully.
Outstanding. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get right back to playing that game I said I was playing. Well, because
I
I
know.
it's a city builder. City builder. I could do two things at once because it's a city builder. Like 90% of the game is okay. I got things going. Just let it be for a minute. Let my resources build so I can do what I gotta do.
You're better than me. I'm not that good at multitasking, so
90% of city building isn't so much multitasking. It's just oh look, I'm doing this. Oh look, now I'm doing this. It's just
mm,
it literally is just how do I put it? City builders are for guys who took economics and found it actually interesting and weren't falling asleep in class. I'm just saying.
well, that definitely wasn't me. So I guess that explains why I'm not that good at RTS games.
Oh,
So
but
well, I guess it's more of a city builder, like you said, but yeah, I'm not good at those either.
eh, oh snap! I have very important news to show you. What is this news, Gorgonite? What pray you bring us? What trouble do you bestow upon this chat? Let's see.
That sounded ominous.
Yeah, I try to. Let's see. Uh, basically, apparently, it's uh Zelda, the princess Zelda, not like fake geek girl Zelda.
Not Link.
Yeah, yes, not Link. Apparently, she is rocking a bootay, and that's what he was showing us. The gluteus maximus of the rear. But all right, now that we've been distracted, on to the main event. So, first off, elevator pitch, go.
Yeah, so Grayscale is my newest book on Indiegogo. Hopefully, you guys remember me from my previous Indiegogo campaign, The Abductables, which was a sci-fi action comedy. It did fairly well. We got that book out on time, and people really seem to enjoy it. So this time around, I wanted to do a superhero book, and basically I wanted to do my take on the superhero genre. I wanted to have a hopefully iconic character, and what I came up with is a guy named Grayscale. The K stands for karma. He can see and, in some cases, control other people's karma to great effect. So he operates out of a fictional version of Las Vegas called Glitter City, home to plenty of people with very bad karma. So he has a lot of bad guys to choose from who he wants to deal justice to. And yeah, I think we got something special here. So I hope you guys do check it out. It's 60 pages, full color, and it's a complete story, but hopefully the first of many. So
And where Canales was your artist for Abductables, this doesn't have him. If I remember right, you are using a completely different artist, correct?
Yes. So this time around, we working with a fellow named PK. His you may know him from a Western comic that crowdfunded successfully on Indiegogo called Ballad of Dusty Tortillas. But yeah, I'm a big fan of his art. And though speaking of Canales, he did actually do a pinup of Grayscale for us. So hopefully we could put that in the book. But yeah, so love me some Canales as well.
Well, I am not at all surprised, to be honest. That is, Canales is one of those guys. He's like Troy of Wanpool fame. He
Hmm.
has his hands in just about everything. He just kind of like, well, that was unexpected.
Yeah, and yeah, Canales is a busy man. We're hoping to reunite and do a sequel to the Abductables later this year. So fingers crossed, we can fit that into his busy schedule. But yeah,
Dude,
he was kind enough to do the pinup for Grayscale. So
nice. So, where did the idea for this like come from? Like, was it one of those like you're just sitting there? Was it a shower thought? It was totally a shower thought. You're literally in the shower and you're like, I got
I
it.
mean, I don't know where the original idea to give him the power of karma came from. I feel like I've always thought that would be a cool power for a few years now, and I just decided to apply it to this particular character because what the original thought that started Grayscale in particular was, I'm a big fan, like probably most of us, of the '90s era of comic books. Um,
The edgelord extreme era that
exactly.
that,
Yeah.
that, anyone who says they don't remember fondly is full of lies.
Yes. The edgy anti-heroes of the 1990s. Spawn, Youngblood, all that good stuff. Pit. I don't know if you remember Pit,
I
but
do.
yeah.
I
So
do.
I'm a big fan of those old school anti-heroes. So I kind of wanted to do my take on that, but with a modern spin. I didn't want it to be too much of a pastiche of old things. So that was kind of what I started with. I kind of put myself back in 1992, and I was thinking, you know what? If I was one of the Image guys, what would my original character be? And all the ideas just kind of came out of that, and eventually I was like, well, if I'm gonna have a superhero, what should his power be? And I you know, kind of had that karma idea in the back of my mind, so I just kind of built on that.
You wanted to go something that was original, hadn't really been done, and would stand out against the, if you will, white noise of
Yeah,
bulk.
yeah, exactly. And surprisingly, not that many characters actually use karma as a superpower. It's one of those ideas you would have thought somebody would have latched onto it by now. I mean, there are characters that kind of are karma-esque, like Ghost Rider.
Hmm.
And he has his penance there, but none that really directly use karma as their superpower. So, I think there's a lot of room to explore that concept and see how it plays out in actual battles.
Nice. So, from what I read, it's he's going to be fighting multiple villains. So, is this going to be after the 60 pages one and done, or is the multiple villains going to be over several books?
So there is gonna be multiple villains that he faces throughout this first book, but this will be a one and done story. It will have a satisfying conclusion. But hopefully, this is the first part of an ongoing saga. But and I kind of view each book. This would technically be book one if we do get a sequel. And each book would have its own cast of villains. So you know. Uh, I definitely have a lot of members of Grayscale's Rogues Gallery planned out. So hopefully we can introduce some more characters in further books. But worst case scenario, if this is the only book that gets made out of the series, it will definitely have a satisfying conclusion.
All right, that's always good. So basically, you're trying to help bring comic books back to the core of what which has been one of the things that I've heard a lot of people talk about, where the one you didn't have to buy the entire series of an arc. You could get a comic even if it was mid arc and still get a front to back story with an ending. That's one of the things you're going for.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's especially important with Indiegogo and like crowdfunding comics to really have that beginning, middle, and end because, it's not like an ongoing series that you can, go to your shop every month or every week to get a new chapter. When it comes to crowdfunding, there is a long wait time between books. So I kind of looked at it almost like a novel or something where, since people are going to have to wait longer between installments. It's really important to pack as much as you can, as much content as you can into each book and really make it satisfying on its own.
All right. So one of those, I guess you could say, making sure that it's all filler, no killer.
Yes. I'm trying to think, is that the expression? All
Uh,
filler,
I,
no filler. Wait,
like you want it to where it fills you up but doesn't kill you. You don't. You come
that
back to
sounds
it,
right. Yeah.
come back to it wanting more, and that's
Yes. Yes.
like, and that's one of the best things about the indie scene right now. And with the success of Abductables, under your belt, that I think that'll help you get Grayscale, published. I mean, you're currently sitting at, 17, 15 out of 5 with 21 days left and 60 backers. I think you could make it,
Yeah.
especially being the fact that you did have, a I guess you could say good run. You've had the right people with you. If I remember right, the Ballad of Dusty Tortillas did get uh, uh
Yeah. That one did get funded. And I actually think it's getting close to going into fulfillment. So I think I just saw them post the proof copy online. So yeah, that one should be getting out to people pretty soon.
oh, and that's the best way to be. Surround yourself with successful people.
Yeah, and like you said, I hope that now that this is my second campaign and the Abductables was a success, I hope I've built up some goodwill with backers, and I've shown them that I can get a book out on time, I can deliver it, and I can tell a good story. So
Nice. All right. So, with everything you're working on with this book, is there going to be any like specific themes, that you want to talk about, things like that?
yeah, so I feel like the themes and the symbolism of grayscale are kind of intertwined in a weird way because even just like from his name and appearance, grayscale, that kind of, he's a shade of gray. He's kind of somewhere in the middle between black and white, good and evil. We definitely explored those themes symbolically, and you know, I said that grayscale is kind of a tribute to the anti-heroes of the 1990s, and so I do want to kind of watch him kind of straddle that line between right and wrong. And while ultimately he is a hero, at times he might take things a little too far. And people, part of the appeal of the character will kind of see, just how far he will go in his fight against the bad guys. So, definitely, definitely a shade of gray in that sense.
Nice. And real quick, Gorgonite, all I gotta say to your comment is, how dare you? You've stolen my childhood and my dreams. How dare you?
Poor Danny Ketch, he never gets any love in Marvel these days.
Ah, nobody gets any love from Marvel these days.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like, Marvel, do you like us? Oh, well, we hate you. Well, I'm just trying to buy some comic books, man. Yeah, well, fuck you. There you go. There's your comic book. Why are you being such a dick, man? Because I can. Because I'm modern Marvel, and I am not woke enough. I will not be. I will not rest until I have ruined every one of my characters and caused every one of my fans to groan incessantly at the mere mention of my name. You sound more like a comic book villain. I know.
Why do I have the feeling that's exactly what it sounds like in a Marvel editorial?
Right? But like the minute Stan Lee died, everyone was all like, "He's dead. We can finally just shit all over everything."
I
Right.
mean, they don't even know what they're doing. Did you see that Captain America thing where they credited Stan Lee as co-creator of Captain America instead of Joe Simon?
I,
So
I'm not even surprised. I'm not even
yeah,
surprised.
can't even get that right,
Uh,
bastards.
the- okay, okay.
Oh, I should give some credit to Marvel because uh, Grayscale does take some influence from a lot of those characters. I guess that's kind of inevitable because you know
Yeah,
they,
I
they
was about to say, it's like, come on, dude, that's like the best way I can describe that is that is in essence what got all of us here was a lot of the comic books back in the Zenandis.
Yeah, and I still love those characters. I think I always will love those characters, and if they ever get their act together, I'd be more than happy to come back to reading those. And you still get some gems here and there, but really by and large, I'm just not happy with the products that they're putting out.
Well, and that's where why I'm glad we got guys like you, Canales, Chuck of Sporkman fame, Scott who may be joining us from the Wraith comic,
Oh,
Cody of Jack Iron fame, Brian Ball. The list goes on and on and on. Of course, Troy, Matt Trent, Dan Zaccaro, and Brett McGraw. Brett, I can't remember. I can't.
McGowan.
McGowan, thank you. I was like, I can't believe I forgot his name. He's the only Irish name out of actually technically Scottish, but whatever. Because the MC is generally for the Scott OC is generally Irish, but because of the fact that there's so much cultural bleed over, I wouldn't be surprised if his family is actually in Ireland.
Mm,
Like he originated back to, dude,
not to be confused with Carlo Rowe, who is definitely Irish.
right, very Irish. But I'm just kind of like, speaking of his book, dude, and his like the art and everything. That man, I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie. Not
Of
gonna lie.
Deathsworn.
Yeah, the art is
Yeah,
amazing in
looks
that
sick.
book, dude.
Yeah, I still need to back that. That one looks incredible.
Right. But so, any like stretch goals, things like that, you are thinking about adding to your
Yeah,
IDG if it's successful?
yeah. I was thinking earlier today that I definitely need to add some more stretch goals, but the big one right now is if we do get to 8,000, we will add a trading card with original art and character stats. So going back to that '90s influence, I definitely want to harken back to those glory days of
No,
the
no, no, no,
trading
no,
cards.
no. If they were true 90s trading cards, they'd be hologram trading cards. Get it right.
Hey man,
The
who said they
90s was the era of the
don't?
gimmicks.
Yes. Yeah, that would be nice. I need to look around at different printers to see, get a quote on those holographics. I'm a little worried about how much that might cost, but if it
Right.
if it's within the budget, I would definitely love it to be holographic. But yeah, either way, it'll definitely have the power stats. Strength, speed, agility, intelligence, like all that good stuff. So
Nice. No, sorry, I was actually been trying to find. I need to look it up again, but I was looking for a while ago. Actually, packs of the Superman hologram cards because I want to re-get the set because that was an amazing set, and I don't care what anyone says. That's why I was suggesting it. Because it's a gimmick that, let's be honest, we all thought was cool, and I think that would be a gimmick that sell pretty well because people be like, "Oh shit, that's a hologram." I need, yeah, let me, where's my credit card at? I need to. I need. I need. What are you ordering now? None of your damn business.
Yeah, there was one campaign. What was it called? Chaotic Flux. It actually had like holographic covers on the comics. It looked really awesome. So
Nice.
yeah,
See, and like I said, being the fact that it's supposed to be like really 90s edgelordy and things like that, like there is nothing more 90s extreme than hologram covers and cards
yeah,
and things like that.
yeah. And that's another thing. It's like people kind of for the longest time they kind of like looked down their nose at the '90s, like oh it was just about the gimmicks and there was no substance. But it's like first of all those books sold. Second of all, it was fun. So maybe it's not like meant to be like this high and mighty art, but it's fun stuff. It's entertainment. So yeah, I loved all that gimmick stuff.
Hmm. It's I guess you could say it's part of how come when we think about the 90s, like you can sit there and complain about the gimmicks, but bruh, the fact that you remember the gimmicks says that they worked.
Exactly.
I mean, and like really, I almost feel like you should have this book needs like 50 million gimmicks just like and like everything is straight from the 90s, Edgelord Extreme, every gimmick under the book. Did you like Wizard? Well, we got the comic book for you. You know what I
I need you to do a voiceover for me for a trailer. That
mean?
way,
Okay, I can do it.
get the people excited.
What you bitches know about fucking awesome karma powers? That no one's done that. Come on. Do you want to see some like next level spawn shit? Well, too bad, because this is going even higher than that. It's not called jumping the shark if you don't come down.
I need to write this stuff down. This is good stuff.
Dude, no, last night I was in rare form, and I do mean rare form, hanging out with a buddy of mine. We went out for coffee and everything, and I was just savage mode all night. Oh, where did all this savagery come from? I don't know, but I'm not stopping.
Was it a full moon?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I think it's because the snow is coming, and I like snow.
I'm jealous. We never get snow here.
Oh, dude, we almost never get snow here. I
Uh,
would be outside enjoying it if it wasn't for the fact that, like, last week came down with a cold, been fighting it off. For the most part, I'm over it, but I'm not taking any chances because, snow just got over a cold. I'm just saying, we all know how this will end.
yeah, don't get the don't get the coronavirus. We need you around.
Hey, now, the coronavirus is just, it'll come through here probably. And what will be the funny part? It'll come through here randomly by somebody who caught it on a road trip.
Oh God.
Like that's how it will get here. You watch. Mark my word.
This is it, right? Like we always think, okay, this is what's going to end the world, but I think this time this might actually be it.
Um, the fact that it is asymptomatic and can, and in dire cases, yes, it is fatal. But in asymptomatic cases, it's just kind of like a normal cold. Things like that. People like me, who like, for instance, I will have the cold, but I won't have the cough till after the cold. And
Mm,
even, all right, it won't hit me nearly as hard as say it hit someone who, when they get the cold, it all hits them at once.
yeah.
Like it's weird. It's a good thing though for me because I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah, I luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had a cold in like almost a year, but I'm usually like pretty paranoid about like washing my hands all the time. And if I even get a hint of like I might be getting sick, I just like down some vitamin C and hope for the best because yeah. Especially,
I'm sorry. I vote to be a man and just if I'm gonna get sick, I just let it happen.
germs are good for you.
Exactly. Take the
Taking the
manly route.
taking the Doug TenNapel route. Don't even wash your hands.
Oh no, I'm not. No, no. I mean, there's manliness, and then there's just like I. That's how the Black Plague. Do you want the bubonic plague? That's how the bubonic plague struck.
At least it's not the rats this time. They can't blame the rats.
Right, man. You know the rat. Like I saw one meme. It was great. It was a gif of a rat actually baiting itself. And it was like the rat's like, you motherfucker ain't blaming me for
Yeah.
this shit this time. The yeah, we remember the gimmicks because we nearly killed because it nearly killed the market. Never forget Turok Ruby variant cover. You
We don't,
know, I
we
mean,
don't talk about that here. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
you're not wrong.
But it killed the market, but it went out in a blaze of glory. You know.
Dude, it went out like not in a blaze of glory in normal sense. It went out in like a coke fueled like straight hair a mess. Like I'm Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown, and I do cocaine.
I mean, I know like comic books like are like even though like superhero movies are like the biggest thing ever, like comic books still aren't really mainstream. But man, wouldn't like a movie about the Image founders just be so awesome? Like watching Rob Liefeld blowing his money and like that would just it'd be like the Wolf of Wall Street. It would be so crazy.
Dude. Yeah, but Rob Liefeld's still in money. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
Like Rob Liefeld, yeah, everything and like there's a meme going around that I kind of have to give credit because Rob Liefeld has taken the jokes about him with a like stiff upper lip. Like he's like, all right, you know, okay, I get it. And he understands as part of the culture. You take your lumps, you laugh about it, and you shrug it off and improve. People, which he had. Let's be honest, Rob Liefeld has improved dramatically from when he drew in the '90s.
Yeah, but I think you know, I think the fact that his art wasn't like anatomically very good, like I think that was part of the appeal because it was just like so like
And
over
then
the
part of that
top and
'90s, yeah, as part of that '90s edge lord, like, check out our Captain America. His pecs are so pecky, you will be looking at him thinking you're about to get pecked by some pecs. What exactly? I have no clue what's going on. That's how extreme things are, player. Oh, okay. I just came in to buy some comic books and I'm thinking I'm in the WWE.
Yeah, I'm glad that Rob Liefeld is kind of getting reevaluated and people are starting to appreciate you know his contributions.
Dude, it's like I said, it's mainly because of the fact that he has been being very. The best way I can put it, he's been a good sport about it. All right, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Uh,
but he is a little block happy, so got to be careful.
Yeah, true. I'm not even going to argue that. We all know. Then again, most of the pros are like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I find it funny. I take getting blocked by these guys as a like point of pride, and somehow I still have yet to be blocked by Gail Simone.
Yeah,
Like,
me neither. Yeah, I'm blocked by pretty much everybody else, so I don't know why Gail hasn't blocked me.
oh, dude, I wouldn't be like Will Wheaton is the easiest person to ever get a block from. Like getting blocked by Will Wheaton, people just look at you like, okay, he's got like half a Twitter block. That's
That's
not
just
an
like,
achievement.
yeah, that's the tutorial level of getting blocked.
Uh, but either way, and the other thing though, when traversing Twitter though, that I'm least thankful for our little corner of Twitter, even with all the drama, like I tune out the drama, and it's still at least it's still mainly about comic books.
Hmm.
All right,
Yeah, it's never really about politics or anything. That's true.
I come to comic books, and that's one thing, and that's the other thing about your comic book. It's going to be returning to the age of comic books when comic books weren't freaking political.
Yes, yes. Zero politics.
Will I be having to hear about the evil orange man in your book? No, because you got other things to talk about, like superheroes. You know,
Exactly.
but the thing that we all actually want to hear about, not how bad you think the orange man is.
Speaking of Orange Man, did you? I don't know how into manga you are, but did you see the new Death Note one shot?
I saw the comic villain tweeted out you know what I mean, the oh, what you call it, Trump basically trying to get the book and
Yeah.
everything. And like, here's my whole thought on that, right? One, that's what's funny about it is it's like I really don't care. Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think I found it pretty funny. You know, it wasn't. I don't feel like the writer was making any kind of political statement. It was just a care. He just because he happened to be the president at the time. Like
Uh,
he could have been any American president. So
uh,
yeah,
it's like, not gonna, don't care. At least it's not, at least you're not screeching orange man bad.
yeah, and I think Japan kind of likes Trump anyway. So I don't. I'd be surprised if they went in that direction.
Right? So, speaking, like, we are going to get a little bit political just for the lulz. I know you heard about what happened today.
The impeachment thing.
The acquittal.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Innocent. You know, I haven't. I've only been like following that stuff like peripherally. Like when it pops up on my feed, I don't really seek it out. But yeah. First I thought, oh, he actually did get impeached, and then he didn't, and then it went to appeal with the Senate, and it's like, and
well,
then
the way it works, the House votes to impeach, then it goes to the Senate to vote for removal if they convict him of actually doing high crimes and misdemeanors. Here's the problem. He hadn't done any high crimes or misdemeanors.
hmm
They were trying to impeach him over nothing, like literally nothing.
yeah, yeah, and then Mitt Romney came out and voted against him.
But we already knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
But the whole thing is as funny as shit to me because it's like this is a good analogy. Like the comic book world right now is a good analogy for what's happening with the Democrats.
yeah,
You have
it's
you have a bunch of individuals who are like screeching at the top of their lungs about shit, and everyone's at this point just tuned them out and gone somewhere else. Politically, they've gone to Trump. Comic book wise, they've gone to indies.
yep. Yeah, it's shocking how the Democrats continue to mess up. Like even like actual Democrats at this point are like, dude, what are you doing? Like they can't even defend it anymore.
Oh, I know. And like I love how you see what you call it, the way it lines up with in the comic book world and everything, and it's like you're just seeing it across the board, and it's like we might get our we might just get our beloved comic books back.
I mean, I do feel like it's either getting a little better or it's just not getting worse because I feel like you don't see maybe it's just because I'm blocked by all of them, but I don't really see like pros going crazy on Twitter anymore.
I It's not that they're not going crazy on Twitter. It's one, the fact that we're just like at this point we've all reached the point where we just tune it out. All right,
Yeah, yeah.
let's be honest about that. We all tune it out now. All right. Oh, all right. So
Oh,
real quick.
I'm sure it'll pick up in November. I think things will get a little
Oh, dude, you already know. But so little update on my colony. I managed to fix like I loaded an earlier save and managed to get the food situation fixed before I got fucked by it again.
So your people aren't gonna starve. That's good.
Oh, dude, like I said, I love these games. Like since, all right, I taught a buddy of mine how to play Tropico because I had to explain to him that it's all about your economy. It's like real life. It's the economy, stupid. If
Hmm.
you have a strong economy in these games, you'll have a better shot of being able to play it. You know what I mean? And it's about balancing. Like for this, it's about balancing oxygen, power, and food. Everything else, you'll be fine for the most part as long as you have those three things.
Did you ever play the I don't know what was it called? There was like a Fallout game that was kind of like that style.
Talk
Uh,
about the Fallout Shelter.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I did.
That one, I guess that one was kind of not as like in depth as what you're playing, but I thought,
Uh,
yeah,
but it was still it's kind of the fun time waster for a little bit.
yeah.
But once you've done everything in these games, like I've already figured out, for instance, with the best way to set up a cantina or a canteen to maximize food and how they're, you know what I mean, how people are and like you want to set up basically different dormitories at different points to encourage people to work in those areas. You have to make sure you have the right people to work the right area. Like for me, one of the big I'm trying to get a surplus on food because that's the one thing you really don't want to run out of.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Just just don't let your society turn into full blown communism. That's all I have
eh,
to
fuck that.
say.
Do I look like I support communism? I'm not some commie bastard. I support the right to be a goddamn American. I like my gun and I like my red-blooded, big-titted, blonde American cheerleaders that play for the Dallas Cowboys. Don't you mean the football? No, dumbass, nobody's rooting for the Dallas Cowboys, but they are rooting for the cheerleaders.
God bless America.
That's right. America, a land where you can have a football team that nobody cares about, but because it has hot, amazing to look at cheerleaders, you will tolerate.
I'm surprised the NFL hasn't like banned cheerleading yet. I'm sure that's coming because they like to be as politically correct as possible. Except,
Uh, one
yeah,
problem, one problem. If they do that, like that'd be the worst thing that they could do, especially after the Super Bowl.
I,
So
y- I mean, I don't under I don't watch football, but like the NFL is so weird because it's like, okay, you're not allowed to celebrate in the end zone, but you'll have and they want to keep it family friendly, so you can't celebrate when you make a touchdown, but then you'll have the halftime show where they're like basically, it's basically a
booty
strip
butts,
tease.
booty butts, booty butts. No, that's literally what it basically is. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
very weird.
it's like I give the Boondocks credit on that one. That was one of the best jokes they ever made because it's so true.
Oh,
So
they called out the NFL even back then.
I know the whole rap, booty butts, things like
Oh,
that. Look at what rap's become.
it's
It's
so.
it's mumble rapping. Well, booty butts, and
Yeah, it's crazy how I mean that just shows how like different the culture is now because like back I don't know when was that thing with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson where she accidentally flashed the audience. That was like what 2009 or
oh, and we have a Chris Jackson, and a Neostar in chat. What's up, guys? So,
Hey guys.
and since y'all probably missed it, want to go over your grayscale pitch again, real quick?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm promoting my new Indiegogo campaign. It's a 60-page full-color superhero book called Grayscale. It's about a trash-talking vigilante who controls the power of karma. He operates out of a fictional version of Las Vegas called Glitter City, which is full of a lot of crazy, outlandish, deadly villains that he fights to stop. And yeah, I think it'll be really entertaining. We were talking about how I'm very much inspired by the superhero content of the 1990s, the edgy anti-heroes of the Image era. So I think I think we're similar in that regard. Like I think a lot of us kind of miss those glory days of comics. So if you're like me, I think you'll really enjoy the book. But it's also streamlined and catered to modern audiences as well. So it's not just pure nostalgia fest. I think hopefully we're doing something new, bringing something new to the table. So.
Or if nothing else, bringing something old repackaged in a way that people will appreciate it as if it's something new.
Exactly. Yeah, and
Right.
it's no easy task to make like a new character that would stand the test of time, but that we're certainly
Going to give it your best go?
yep, aiming high and hoping for the best. So
Exactly. Show these fools that when they step in the ring with those who made the abductables, they're gonna get their ass handed to them like the lily men they are. Because it's that 90s Edgelord Extreme, man. And what can I say? When I think 90s Edgelord Extreme, nothing is more extreme than like, hey there, brother, it's Randy Macho Man Savage.
yeah, I mean,
He just the way he always had that stage presence, that way of talking.
oh yeah,
Exactly.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
It,
I tried to do
it,
a
it,
Jesse Ventura impression the other day. I used to have like a really good one, but I need to refine my ability to do that because it used to be really good, but then I tried it on stream the other day and it was an epic fail.
well, one of the things I've always tried to do, like part of the reason why, for instance, when you hear a lot of my characters are close but not quite, it's because I don't work them as much as I used to. But a lot of it is just still doing it out for the lulz, just the lulz. Even if I'm not going to get them, even if I'm not just going to be able to jump in and get it right the first time, at least I know. At least I know when I do my voices, people know roughly who I'm trying to be, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And now, let me show you my brand new Nator. It's called the Comic Nator. What it does is it makes new comics that are amazing to read and will get everyone in the tri-state area addicted to comic books.
Is that your evil Nazi scientist impression?
No, it's actually Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Didn't you ever watch Phineas and Ferb?
Actually, no, I've never seen that show.
Oh my god, dude.
That
Like,
was a little past my era. Like I stopped watching Cartoon Network. When did I stop watching Cartoon Network? I mean, I would still watch it if there's anything good, but I don't know. The new stuff doesn't really appeal to me.
uh, Phineas and Ferb was one of the good cartoons.
Mm,
With where it was a nice original idea. The artwork wasn't too bad. It fit the cartoon and what they were trying to do.
mm.
Like it
Yeah,
was it was well done. Like I was very pleased with how I personally think it was done. Like I said, it had that right mix between zany and I guess you could say, kind of zany and over the top, but with the right emphasis on, I guess you could say, encouraging children to be. I guess the best way I could put it is intuitive. I get to not intuitive, but have a thirst for knowledge. Want to learn how
Hmm.
to build things and like, well, how does this work and things like that. Because the things that Phineas and Ferb did every episode was they built some random crazy thing.
Okay, so they're like scientists.
Not scientists slash engineers slash, oh my god, like there's even a Marvel crossover with them, and it's, oh my god,
Hmm.
it's hilarious. Like they make a Doctor Who joke of like their shed is called a shed and everything, but it's like the TARDIS bigger on the inside.
Hmm.
Like they have their own space station, and they Dr. Doofenshmirtz, a nader, accidentally causes all the Avengers superpowers to be caught in the Phineas and Ferb space station.
I mean, I didn't realize that show was popular enough to warrant a Marvel crossover. That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh man,
Even
that cartoon,
SpongeBob never did that.
right? But that was one of the things where I was pleasantly pleased with how they did it. I was like, mind you, they'd already done a like made for TV movie a couple times before this. Like, it's not Christmas until I watch one of their Christmas specials that I love. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So the fact that you haven't like heard of Phineas and Ferb, it's
I
kind
did.
of.
No, I did hear of it. I just never watched it. I think I know. Like one of them had green hair, or I feel like I have a picture of them in my head. But Neostar Production says Phineas and Ferb was Disney, so that explains it because Disney is Marvel, so that explains the crossover.
Oh yeah, but like I said, they did good. Like the guys that worked on it, they pretty much tried to, I guess you could say, mix everything that they loved together to make something unique and
Hmm.
enjoyable. And I think they did. I think they did an excellent job of that. It was a nice show. It had the soul of a '90s cartoon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's high praise in my book, so I might have to check it out actually.
Like it was very well done. I was very well pleased, and like the whole reason why I could do Doofenshmirtz was because of the fact that it would be playing Modern Warfare 2 with a buddy of mine, and I'd start winning, and I'd just be like, "What? What? Oh, are you having problems there, parent and principals? Don't worry, I'll just put out my new inator, and you will be dealt with." Yep, Neostar said it best. Encouraged innovation in children. Like, it's definitely one of those shows that I think you front to back, like, they had a lot of their episodes actually have music. I even have the soundtrack somewhere.
Hmm.
And one of their songs was like Squirrels in My Pants, which is a rap song where their sister Candace is bouncing around because she's had a literal squirrel in her pants, but she's screaming and freaking out right when these rappers start going, and they're like, street rappers, and they turn it into a song, and it was hilarious. Let's see, there's just a watch it for yourself. I really can't. There is no amount of praise I can give that cartoon to really, I guess you could say, other than watch it for yourself and enjoy.
Yeah, man, I'll
Oh,
definitely
enjoy.
have to check it out. That sounds high praise. So yeah.
Now back to the matter at hand. So, with everything going on with the like the new Indiegogo, things like that. You were talking about abductibles and whatnot. Will the new abductables, because this has to be known, have I guess you could say, a tier where people can repurchase if they did not get a chance to purchase the first one of the abductables?
Yes, absolutely. So we did overprint a little bit of the original run, so we do have some extra copies of the original Abductibles. So when we launch the Abductibles sequel later this year, we will definitely have the option to buy the first book as well, along with the sequel.
Nice.
So yeah,
Word.
yeah, we should have at least 30 to sell, but not too many. But I think people will be eager to get their hands on that because I know a lot of people missed out on the campaign. So they'll be able to get a second chance to get the book.
Did you ever think about putting it on Comixology or anything like that?
No, but I probably should. We actually we do have a deal with Wicked Publishing to do a variant cover of Abductibles. I'm not sure what the status is of that. It'll be a stripped down version of the book. It won't have any of the extra features or pinup galleries or anything like that. But we should. I think Wicked has publish some of their books through Comixology, so we might go through them as well. So yeah, I guess I should say that not only will we have a chance to get the original printing, but we will have a exclusive printing from Wicked Publishing of the Abductibles. So hopefully we can get on Comixology as well through them. They got the hookup.
Exactly. No, if I had known that you were going to be part of the Wicked guys, I would have gotten them in the stream as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was on the Wicked podcast a couple days ago. I love hanging out with those guys.
most of the time when the podcast is going, I'm at work. So it's like, well, so much for that. I guess I'm gonna go over here and just kind of weep in my corner. I never get to do any of the cool shit. I'm always working. But I
That
do
was
like
actually
bunnies, though. I do like bunnies, though.
Yeah, that was actually the first time I was on the Wicked podcast itself. I would tune into it like whenever Canales was on, but yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. See, Wicked and Alterna, they will replace DC and Marvel.
Yeah, I love even before like they signed on to do the Abductibles variant, like I'm a big fan of Wicked and Jack Irons and all the books that they're putting out. I have high hopes for them as a company.
Don't we all? Don't we
Yeah.
all? Mainly because of the fact that they're just really good guys, and they like it. I guess you could kind of say one of my prerequisites lately have become for do you get involved in the drama? No? Okay, cool.
Mm.
Like, I don't even care about it. Don't get involved with the drama. Pointless. It's a headache. It literally is.
Yeah, I've never seen the Wicked publishers ever really get into any of that, so that's probably a good thing. They're kind of they're kind of
It's
like
because the fact that they're
Snowden.
not drama queens.
Drama is un-American.
Exactly. Exactly. But so I guess with that, figure we'll cut it here in about 6 minutes.
Sounds good. Well, it was I appreciate you having me on, and yeah, I hope people check out the book. I think it's been a little over a week since we launched the campaign, so we're doing pretty well, but we still have a long way to go. So if you and if you like the concept of the edgy superhero with karma powers, but you're still on the fence, we do have 5 preview pages on the campaign that you can actually read through. They're fully colored and lettered, so it'll kind of give you an idea of how the book, the tone of the book and the characters. So if you're on the fence, I do recommend reading through those pages because it's the opening scene in the book, so it definitely will set the tone for what's to come.
Nice. Good, good. I like tone setters. And they like me. All right, dude. So yeah, with that, we're just gonna chill for a little bit. Have no real direction, like I said, just trying to go for about an hour.
Yeah,
Thoughts
and
on Larry Higgins banned from? See, I'm not at all surprised that Larry got banned. His character is a cute, Japanese chick that doesn't hide her cuteness, that isn't, espousing far left feminist rhetoric and whatnot. We all know this is like okay, so newsflash, water, wet. And I'm not trying to
it,
be mean about it. It literally, the minute I saw that, I was like, I'm not at all surprised. This is Canada, no less. Like, that's what would you expect?
I hope I'm not outing myself as a fake geek girl when I say I don't know who Larry Higgins is.
Uh, no, no, you're fine. Not everyone knows about the Niobe comic.
Oh no, okay. Now that you said that, I know who that is.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've seen that.
the creator. Basically, he got banned from a convention there in Canada. It's one of the major ones. And it literally, I'm not gonna try and say it so that they're. I'm not gonna give you whatever bullshit excuse that they gave because I don't even remember what it was because I know exactly what it is. He dares have a character that is attractive, that is female attractive, and doesn't hate a specific subgroup of people.
That's crazy though. Like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it's like, it's not like he's like the most high profile guy. Like now they're targeting like indie creators. Like that's crazy. Yeah,
Not at all surprised. Not at
so
all
he,
surprised.
yeah, so he just applied for like a booth and they denied him and told him
Something
he's,
along that lines.
yeah, wow, that's terrible. I might have to back his project just to support him because I hate when stuff like that happens.
I have the first issue. Like, there's a review actually on my channel of the first issue and everything, and I have the variant cover of it on my wall actually with all the Batmobiles and things like that. I'm had a buddy of mine come the one I went out for coffee with last night. Oh, let me see if I can get this on screen real quick. Oh, I do have it hooked up. So let me put it to you like this: you not only can I get a bunch of MechWarrior stuff because may or may not be a old school MechWarrior fan. All right, gotta plus this big motherfucker out. Because let me see. Can doop 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 doop.
I'll definitely check out your review though, because yeah, that was a Niobe. That was a thing I've seen it pop up on Twitter, like the art and stuff, but I never really looked into it, so I'll definitely check it out.
Oh yeah, dude, you need that in your life. Like I'm hopefully about to be. There we go. There we go. Can you see me?
Yeah, man, love the beard.
Thank you. I'm proud of said beard. It is awesome. But yeah, homeboy dropped this bad boy off. Came
Nice.
complete with,
Oh, that's awesome.
and it's the like actual
Detail.
Hero Clicks Galactus and the Silver Surfer.
Oh man, I love that they made him like to scale. That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like it like sending a bunch of like got a House Karita mech right here. You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Still in the box. Like all my stuff's out of the box because let's be honest, you think I'm gonna have MechWarrior mechs and not play with them? Like actually play MechWarrior with them? Like, ah. Like screw it. Let you look at the wall of awesome. I've got to figure out a way to get this bad boy back there. Like this,
Yeah, Wicked Righteous though.
right? Right, it's issue 6. I have 1 and 2 up on over here amongst my books and everything. It's a little difficult to get to currently because I have more books than room for books.
Yeah, I picked up the Wicked Righteous trade on the 12 Days of Alterna campaign. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but Terry Mayo, the writer of that, is a really cool guy.
Oh yeah, I actually had him on a meeting of minds.
Oh, nice.
Yep. It was one of those back when, let's be honest, back when I was more on it with my channel, but right now my webcam ain't the mic on it, which I normally use for my videos, ain't picking up. I'm
So
kind
we
of,
get to admire you.
huh?
We get to admire your beauty.
Well, it's one of the.
No! Give the people what they want, Bob. We want to look at you.
Fine. I will let the glorious beard shine through.
Yeah, I
All
said
of him.
when we started, we hadn't streamed in a long time, but I've seen you on Twitter, and apparently you've turned into a Skyrim blacksmith. So I don't know what happened, but more power to you.
Oh, it's one of those. My mommy told me I could be anything I wanted, so I decided to be a man.
I mean, that is a manly profession, blacksmith. So,
Like, and believe me when I say I'm working. I'm trying to turn that blacksmith into a money making ordeal.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
I mean, I don't see why not. Like, you could, craft stuff and then sell it online. I mean, there you go.
exactly, dude. And like one of the things that I'm working on, like only reason why I haven't been able to do anything like this week, like last 2 weeks, it's either been raining or
Mm,
extremely windy, and I use a open flame forge.
mm,
And if it's too windy, I'm not gonna test it.
yeah.
But I am not getting that trouble for accidentally causing a fire 2 blocks away.
Hmm.
Not gonna happen. I'm good. I'm good on that. I am too white to go to prison. I'm just saying. I am, and I'm not just regular white. I got the whole white and nerdy thing going. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
We don't need another Australia on our hands.
Right. Just saying. But no, it's basically I got things that I will be smelting for people within the
Nice.
community. It's just trying to get it. I'm teaching myself how to do it on the go.
Hmm.
So sometimes things work, sometimes they don't.
You
Trial
should.
and error.
I've seen the pictures on Twitter. Have you filmed yourself like doing anything with the
I'm
forge?
I'm planning on it. I
Oh,
am
okay, yeah.
actually planning on it. I keep meaning to grab up the camera, like either my old one and figuring out a way to use it, even though it's from like literally 2008,
Mm,
or grab up my mom's camera. I think it supports video, and I think it has HD. I'm not sure, or just suck it up and spend the $200 on a new HD camera. Just stop buying stuff for the forge for a little while. Like, well, I mean, come on, dude. Like, for instance, I have my table, my anvil, various hammers, various locking pliers, a belt sander, reciprocal saw, jigsaw, coarse drill, 2 extension cords because I have to like actually 4 altogether in this thing. Like a big fan because I had to switch it from a little fan because the little fan just was not cutting it for some odd reason. I don't know why. I could not tell you. It's just a complete mystery to me that a fire that needs to get really hot, little fan was not cutting it. Not cutting the mustard. But one of the blades that I've made,
Dang, that looks nice.
yes, it's the handle's going to be chucked. I still need to finish it up.
Got curved swords. Curved swords.
That's going to be cut in half, and that's going to be the handguard for it.
Nice.
And speaking of swords, I made it. Whenever, so let's just say, just, it's right by me. I'm just saying. So whenever those memes are like, grab the first thing beside you and to use as your weapon. Well, okay.
Ready for war.
And what's funny is I have my shotgun like literally right over here.
Nah, just go with the swords. More effective.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's all about the. I like that Bob Hephaestus Jones. But no, dude. Like one of the things that I'm working on is with the forge and everything that I really can't wait to start doing is actually working on making like swords and things like that. I think that'll be a fun thing to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, no, what's funny is I ended up like I bought this crucible kit, right? Or so it was a crucible. What I thought was a set crucible about like so, pliers, mold. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
$20. Bet, yeah. Get this stuff. It's gangsta delicious shit. Yeah. Get in the mail. Open it up. What the fuck is this? Is little dinky ass crucible. I'm not gonna be able to smell shit.
Oh man, got ripped off.
All is not lost. So what I did is I went to Walmart and picked up a cast iron skillet, 8-inch cast iron skillet, and I've been using that as a crucible because aluminum has a way lower smelting point than steel. And cast iron is just a basically lower grade version of steel. Because steel and iron are basically the same thing. Steel is just iron with all the imperfections cooked out of it.
Mm.
But the problem is when you drop forge steel, you still end up with air bubbles in it. So that is something you do have to worry about. Now, while you don't have the normal imperfections that you'd have with, say, your standard, like, okay, the way that they would smelt iron back in the day was very shoddy. It wouldn't get heat good enough throughout the whole, I guess you could say, the whole furnace to properly get it all cooked and all the imperfections smelted out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the hammering process would be to get rid of that. Now with drop forged steel, you have a similar problem. It's just instead of this time it being the imperfections, it's that random air bubble that got caught in the liquid metal itself. Because think about it, when it boils, it's when you smelt it, it gets to that point and it starts boiling, which a lot of times the steel is to that point when they drop forge it. So
is that what the hammer's for? knock out the air bubbles?
No, that's
Oh.
well for me. Yes, to knock out any possible air bubbles, things like that, because I'm not using that. And I'm not using actual like I'm using angle iron and things like that, welding iron. So I actually am hammering out the
Mm,
leftover carbon to try to make it steel, because
right.
steel has a lower carbon value than iron does. Oh, night, Speedy. Uh,
Gotta
sorry.
forge some Daedric armor, glass armor, elven
Yeah.
armor.
I don't have that level of skill. I wish I did. Give me time. Give me time. One day I will, but that day is just not today. It's just not today, unfortunately.
One day though.
Definitely one day, but not Sunday. No, definitely not Sunday. Sunday.
Sunday is a day of rest after all.
Uh, Oh no, the old like I guess you could say wrestling, car show, things like that. Like even what you call it, uh, King of the Hill made a joke about it. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Uh, Okay, because what can I say? I may or may not be a true child of reference humor, because everything has a reference. You just have to find it. The reference is out there. Do, 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 do.
That was a reference to the X Files.
Exactly. Granted, the X Files theme was a dead giveaway, but I would
see,
hope so.
see, I know things. I got that one. I got that reference.
See,
That was
eh,
another reference.
another reference. I guess everyone looks at him like, you know what? Just fuck you, Cap. Nobody
Damn it,
cares,
Cap.
right? All right. Gotta ask. Your thoughts on Endgame?
My thoughts on Endgame. I haven't seen Endgame.
I'm actually like, part of me is like, you're not missing much. Like, part of me is like, it's a good movie, but at the same time, you're really not missing much.
Yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of the MCU, but the whole Captain Marvel thing just kind of killed my enthusiasm, and so I mean, maybe one day I'll watch Endgame. I'm sure it's not the worst thing in the world, but I mean, I just not that
No,
into
no,
it.
no, no, no. You have no idea. Like, I'm in the theater. All right. Let me put it to you like this. I did a review on Endgame and Shazam because I went and saw them both the same day, right?
Nice.
And I saw Shazam first. I walked out of Shazam, dude. Oh my god, I love that movie. I don't care what anyone says. I love that movie. Movie's amazing. Zachary Levy did a good job as Shazam. Like he had the that like childlike era about him. Does
Hmm.
that make sense? And
Yeah,
it worked. And like you thought him and Billy, like you could tell they worked to have the mannerisms be similar, things like that.
yeah. Everything I saw, I haven't seen Shazam, but based on the trailer, it looks like it would be pretty decent. So.
Yeah, no, they did a fantastic job. And with that, the biggest problem I see with, you know, the DCEU is, well, let's be honest, who was asking for a Birds of Prey movie? Please tell me. Well, okay, who's asking for this Birds of Prey movie? Let me rephrase that question.
Oh
'Cause
God.
I don't think I was. Were you asking for this movie? Because if you were, I owe you a punch to the dick. Because
Well, I get. Did the Suicide Squad movie like do really well at the box office? Because this is basically just a sequel to that, right? So, I mean, I
well,
know it didn't get good reviews, but like, yeah, like you said, who was asking for this?
like, because oh god, dude. dude.
And I actually, I hated the Suicide Squad movie, but I actually thought Harley Quinn was okay. Like I think Margot Robbie actually did an okay job.
Yeah,
So
then
I can
Margot
understand.
Robbie took a shit all over our dreams with this movie.
Yeah,
She took a shit on our dreams, Morty. Morty,
like
she took a shit on our dreams. You don't know what's going on, Morty. Like she showed up. She didn't just like open up her massive gaping asshole and took a shit over the entire thing, Morty. It's a horrible mess of a movie. You never want to see it.
yeah, that's a hot topic. The movie, basically.
It really is, dude. It really
Yeah.
is. Like it's Harley Quinn don't needs no man. The movie with woke versions of formerly good characters before the woke crowd got a hold of them.
Yeah, and it's not even like there's not even a hint of the characters like Black Canary and Cassandra Cain. Like there's not even there's no resemblance to the actual characters from the comics whatsoever. It's insane.
But that means they have read the comics. Like you have to read them in order to know what to do with them.
I just hope I
I
just
thought
hope
this
Chuck
was
Dixon
simple.
is getting some royalty checks out of this because
Chuck Dixon better do the smart thing and like not even cash that check because it'll bounce.
yeah.
He's like, man, I'm not even about to get my hopes up over this shit. Warner Brothers done lost their mind. Oh, who the fuck they think? Who put the crackhead in charge of the DCEU? I want to know that. The fucking Dave Chappelle, the crackhead comes out. Hey, man, don't be talking shit about my plan, man. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. That's not encouraging. That's what you said about Justice League and hiring Joss Whedon to replace Zack Schneider.
Release
People
the
are
Snyder Cut.
complimenting the Schneider cut. Hey, we'll give it to him. We'll give it to him in about 20 years. But Zack Schneider's broke and trying to.
What is his movie that he's working on now? It's not a I don't think it's a superhero movie, but I think he has I think it's like a zombie movie or something. I don't know.
All right.
I yeah.
Oh, Zombieland Double Tap. Good movie.
Hmm.
Good movie. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Also, The Addams Family, the new one. If you haven't seen it, I hope my armed guards can take care of these guys. I have.
I thought you were talking about the real world for a second. I was like, uh oh.
No. I actually have armed intruders in my base. Got rid of one. Don't kill him.
Should have put more resources into security.
I have a small security force. Should have. Holy shit!
Are there aliens in that game, or is it just like?
I'm not. I haven't seen any yet, but there's like armed intruders that will come through.
Well, speaking of, would you classify that game as a sci-fi?
Oh, this one? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well,
like I'm on another planet trying to build a colony. Like,
speaking of sci-fi, we do not on the Grayscale campaign. There's actually an add-on perk. We have an Ashcan comic written and drawn by the artist of Grayscale, PK, and it is a sci-fi cyberpunk comic for it's like a small 20-page Ashcan. So if you guys want to check that out as well, we do have a preview art for that as well in the campaign. So
nice. See, that's one of the things about the indie circuit that you gotta appreciate. It's a lot of times you're not just getting like one book. You're generally getting like two, three combined. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everyone tries to be smart and use their project as a way to set up for their next project. Like their current one is a launching pad for the next one. If they do the current one right, you get the idea.
Yeah, I think it's important to give the people as much bang for their buck as possible. So anything we can add to the campaign to make it more appealing.
Bang for buck. Good
That sounded
campaign.
dirty.
This is capitalist talk. You, sir, are a heretic bringing capitalism into comic book. I am appalled, sir. Appalled.
I apologize, Mr. Sanders.
I have you. I have you know, if you vote for me, I will make sure that you have all your comic books for free. Don't worry. I will just print them the way I will print American money. I just have them everywhere for everybody.
Damn, that's like your best impression. Yeah, that was like spot on. Bernie Sanders.
It's because
Almost as good as what's his name? Larry David. Have you seen his impression of
uh,
Bernie Sanders?
uh,
Oh, it's hilarious. You never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm?
mm, well, the thing is, I've always been able to do a bit better when it comes to my political, voices that I do. And the thing is, you don't want to be getting too crazy when you're doing, Billy Boy, because you might end up having Hillary come back around, and nobody wants Hillary. I'm just saying. There's a reason why Monica and I were getting a little freaky in the Oval Office because I did not want to get freaky with that woman. I'm just saying. And and the definition of sex with that woman, I tell you, is actually a lot scarier than you think. It is a horrible thing. Or, if you prefer, I could even bring in a bit of Obama. See, with Obama, it's all about trying to make yourself sound intelligent through the way he was speaking. It was always very poised and very orchestrated with how he spoke. Very much the gestures that he would use was more often than not such a canned response that anyone who has any knowledge of how you would do a public speaking event, you see it's in former President Obama. And
Hashtag teleprompters.
huh?
Hashtag teleprompters.
Exactly. Right? That is how you get through most of his speeches. And it's why you never saw him off teleprompter for more than a second. I will eventually get to where I could do Trump because then I just go straight to Trump and make comments about how he will be off the cuff and like fuck the teleprompter. The writers are like, that's not in the script. Why is he going off script again? Yeah, what's funny is I had a buddy of mine. I I say had because he might as well be dead at this point. He ran away and joined Antifa.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah. It's not even like he moved away to Portland anymore. Like, no, he just ran away and joined Antifa. That's all that happened. That's all I would have called it at this point.
Well, more power to him getting some of that Soros money.
Well, I'm not even really saying he's getting Soros money. I just think it's funny that he thinks being a cuck is a good thing.
Well,
No. Let me put it to you like this. When he got married, he was married to a woman. Now he's married to a trans man. And it's like, dude, that's like, to me, that's a big insult for one reason. That's basically saying that he was such a bitch that his wife decided that, you know what, fuck it, maybe I should just be a man.
Someone's got to be the man of the house.
Exactly. not even trying to be mean about it, but come on, dude, if that happened to you, wouldn't that be the first thing that popped in your head? Like, man, am I such a bitch that my wife thought that the only way she could have a man in her life is become one herself? I need to do some like ooh, I need to do some soul searching.
Someone's got to wear the pants in the family.
And not apparently I'm not doing it. So I'm just saying. Yeah, about that. I need to like go to the gym, start like lifting weights. Is there a manliness coach? My wife. Hello, my wife wants to be a man. What do I? I don't know what to do. Well, first
Become
thing,
a woman.
no. The first thing you'd have to do is put your foot down, and tell your wife that she's either your wife or divorced.
That'd make a good sitcom.
Right? My trans husband. Well, they're always screeching about representation.
Exactly.
There's some representation for you. Not the type of representation. Not this type of. Oh, only the representation that makes you look good. Exactly. Yes. I'm good. Got to call you on the bullshit. Somebody has to. It's going to be me. I have to. Not because I want to. But, well, let me rephrase that. Not because I have to, but because I want to. You're embarrassing me. And yourself. And your ancestry. Like, literally, your ancestors are looking down on you like you're a moron. I need to watch some Abridged. Like Helsing Abridged again. Spend more time around Abridged Alucard.
You know, I love Hellsing, like the actual like series, but I haven't watched Abridged yet. So
Oh, dude, you need
I
that.
hear that's like one of the best ones. So I definitely
It
need to watch
really is. It really is. Like, all right, so you know how Hellsing Ultimate starts out pretty much like the original one did with the couple vampires in the house and things like that, right?
that. Yeah.
Well, it starts up, well, first off, the first joke is it goes to One Piece. It's like, my name is Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm going to be king of the. Oh, oh, Edward. Oh, Bella. Then it's like, you hear a knock at the door. 1 second. Who is it? And then just bullets blowing through the door, right? Like the scene goes, like, oh, a real fucking vampire. And that's the starting joke.
I'm sold.
I figured you would be. You need this in your life. Like, one of the best jokes in there is Anderson. He's just a psychotic killer, literally. It's like, I'm a woman. Call yourself whatever you want, you crazy Protestant bastard. Like, the whole thing is just well done.
Yeah.
And, like, DBD Abridged, of course. If you don't watch DBD Abridged, you don't know what funny is.
Yeah, that's always good. Though I heard they're not going to be making it anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's because of the fact that I think it was either I think it was Funimation. They tried they did actually get all of DBZ Abridged completely for a while there off of YouTube.
Bastards.
I don't know how they got back on there. I think it might have been Akira Toriyama might have stepped in because apparently there's rumored that he's a big fan of the show. Like the way they did it, he thought it was really funny and was flattered that people would go and make such a show like that.
I mean, they just don't like when people like copyright strike stuff or like take stuff down, it's like they don't understand like stuff like DBZ abridged, like that just makes people more into the product and more likely to like actually, watch the real series. So it's only
Mhm.
it's like free promotion for them, but they're so stupid they all they think is, "Oh, you're stealing our content, so we have to take it down."
Yeah, I know. Well, and it's like back in the day, I went and did a Twisted Boondocks AMV. Back when those were a thing. Don't judge me. I know I'm old. Don't remind me.
Oh, I made some AMVs in my day as well. I know what you're talking about.
But basically it was We Don't Die and everything. But yeah, it got cover strike. It's not your song or your show. It's like this is a fusion of two things that are badass. How are you going to say that? Whatever, dude.
Yeah,
Your
ridiculous.
your heresy knows no bounds. Like, but I mean, let's be honest though. We will always have the fun police, and the fun police will do exactly what the fun police always do: ruin the fun.
Yeah.
But you know who doesn't ruin the fun? Grayscale and the '90s edgelordness that it brings. Do you think the people are ready for that level of '90s edgelord? Do you think they can handle it?
No. Yes.
I like the first answer. That scares people. That makes them want to try it just to see if they can withstand the epic.
Read at your own peril.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, man, it was good talking to you. I guess I should get ready for work.
All
Um,
right, dude. No, in that case, then we will go ahead and call the stream quits. I guess it's a good thing we ended up going a little extra longer then.
yeah, man, it's always fun talking to you. I wish I could stay longer, but got to work the night shift. So
No, no, no. I completely understand. But all right, so tell people where they can find you real quick.
yes, sir. So the best place to get a hold of me is on Twitter at Cauldron Comics. You can hit me up there if you have any questions. Of course, we also have the Grayscale campaign on Indiegogo. Again, it's a 60-page superhero epic for $15, shipped to you in a Gemini mailer. And I think you guys will really like it. It's about a trash talking vigilante who can control karma. And if that concept intrigues you, I definitely recommend going on the Indiegogo page and checking out the preview pages. So yeah, and you could leave me comments on there as well. So
Alrighty. And as always, you folks can find me on Twitter at Brainiac420. You can find me on Mindscap, TikTok, and Instagram at Bob Jones Comic Wars. And I shall catch you folks later.
later, guys.